What's going on, guys? Welcome back to episode 8 of Driving to the Draft. This one hopefully will be a little bit shorter. You'll be able to tell by the timestamp down below. We're going to be going back to talking about drafting. Quick channel intro, as I always do at the beginning. First of all, if you missed it, last week we had tons of videos come out because we got to cover Oath of the Gatewatch game day. So if you guys did not get a chance to check that out, you definitely should. It was a really, really good time. I enjoyed myself. We got to do a quick intro within the store. We got to, I did an interview with one of the owners, and then we filmed all 6 rounds, and we got to do some commentary on it. So if you guys are familiar with our Team Titty Sprinkles and the Fate of Delmark videos, we have our GM Shanaz and myself were the ones who did the commentary. It wasn't perfect. It was kind of a learning experience for us, but I'm looking forward to getting an opportunity to try it again in the future and see how I improve, and you guys can see how I improve as well. I welcome constructive criticism. There were a couple people who got back to me and had some tips here and there, which I greatly appreciated. So definitely leave those either in the comments of those videos, this video, on Facebook, Twitter. Those links are always in the description. I'm sure I had an annotation at the beginning. Since we're going back to drafting at this point, or talking about drafting, if you missed episodes 6.5 and 7, that'll kind of be the lead into this episode. And in this one, I kind of wanted to talk pretty briefly about some more stuff about drafting. So we've already talked about the basic stuff in the beginning, which is why I say go check those out. But today I want to talk about a couple of quick things that, you know, are kind of the next steps. So first of all, just a mechanics type of a thing. So I mentioned that you get 3 packs for drafting, and you just open the first one, pass to your left, open the second one, pass to your right, and the third one back to your left. And what I didn't mention was, you know, I mentioned that you can order them however you want, except now it's a 2 set per block system. So it's based on a storyline. So right now, Oath of the Gatewatch just happened, and that was the second set of the Battle for Zendikar block. And what that means is when you draft Oath of the Gatewatch, it's not 3 packs of Oath of the Gatewatch. It's in fact 2 packs of Oath of the Gatewatch, 1 pack of Battle for Zendikar within the block. So when the first set in a block comes out, it's just 3 packs of that one set, which is why if you draft just Battle for Zendikar, then it's triple Battle for Zendikar. But if you're drafting Oath proper, it's 2 Oath, 1 Battle. Now that's with the new block structure of 2 sets per block of Magic cards, because they've gone away from 3 sets per block, which then obviously it would be 3 of one. Then when the second one came out, it was 2 of one, 1 of the other, and then when the third one came out, it was 1 of each to get you to the 3 packs. So just be aware, and the tournament organizer or the judge will tell you which pack to open first, which pack to open second, and then which pack to open third. And in the instance of, you know, 2 of one and 1 of the other, at that point you can pick which of the 2 you want to open. And again, it's really more superstition than anything else. There's no tried and true method because you don't know what's in those packs. But if there's only 1 of one and then you have to open that last, clearly there's no choice in that one. So that was just a quick mechanics thing, so that, you know, it's just one other thing to know if you go to a draft for the first time, just so that, you know, the judge will, or the tournament organizer will mention it. But in case they don't, if there's a lot of people there who have played before, they might not say it because, you know, it's expected that people know it. So just something to have in the back of your mind, and it doesn't hurt to just say, I'm sorry, which one do we open first? That doesn't necessarily mean that you're outing yourself as having no idea what you're doing if you don't want to do that. But as I mentioned, it might not be a bad idea too. The other thing I wanted to say is I talked a lot about when you open your first pack and you look at your rare or your mythic or your foil rare or foil mythic. If you get that, good for you. If you're not taking it because it's worth a ton of money, but you're taking it because it's a really good card or a bomb rare or mythic, that's great. But that does not mean that if you open a crappy rare or mythic that you're just stuck for the rest of the match or the draft with not getting any good cards, because there are some really good commons and uncommons, and some new drafters might not realize that, right? They might not realize that there are literally commons in the set that may be worth taking over rares or uncommons. If you open a pack and it's pack 1, pick 1, right? You have no other cards, so it doesn't matter. Like, whatever you take is whatever you want to take. Whatever, usually at that point you take the most powerful card in the pack, or if there's something valuable, the most valuable card in the deck, as we've talked about in the previous episodes. But if you take the most powerful card in the pack, that may be a common or uncommon. And again, to get to know those, you can look up online what people are saying about it. There's a lot of articles about, the best commons and uncommons, or the top 5. I know Wizards of the Coast, a lot of times for their Pro Tours, to fill up time during the stream, they'll have discussions on the top 5 commons, the top 5 uncommons from each set. So if it's a 2-set block, they'll do that. They'll show you the top 10 cards in common and the top 10 cards in uncommon, and you get to know what to look out for, right? And that helps you in terms of if you've picked 3 cards already out of a pack and you're now passing, you get a new card from a new pack from your right, and you notice that there's a card in there that's one of the top 5 uncommons in the entire set, then you should look at that card and realize that that color or those colors are most likely just available to you, and it's something that you can take. And that's what's called a signal, and we can talk about that more in other videos, but that's what's called a signal, right, from the person on your other side, kind of telling you, hey, look, I'm not playing this color, otherwise I clearly would have taken this card because it's very, very, very good. So that's an indication to you that, hey, maybe I should be in this color because this card is really good and it's still in the pack available to me. So that's kind of some signaling for commons and uncommons, and something that a newer player to draft wouldn't necessarily realize, right? The red or the gold set symbol looks really nice when you open a pack, but still read what the card does. Again, if it's value, you're taking it regardless, but you're not necessarily then taking it for your deck. You're just taking it because it's worth money. So, look at the cards, read the cards if you don't know what they do, or familiarize yourself with the best commons and uncommons. And that'll help you out in terms of signaling to know what kind of a deck you need to build, but it also helps in terms of making your deck that much more powerful and giving you that much more of an opportunity to win and play good cards and play good combos and stuff like that. So that's just another tip there. And I had one other thing that I wanted to talk about. Oh, right, okay. So the other thing is, when you're looking at stuff to pick, you're looking at creatures, right? Because you need to be able to deal your opponent damage, or you're looking at spells that can deal your opponent damage if you're playing red or something like that, or to make your creatures bigger. So you're looking for what are called combat tricks, which means cards that can be used if one of your opponents attacks because they think that you don't have a way to stop any of their creatures. You can block and then play a combat trick, which makes your creature bigger, their creature smaller, both, something like that, to be able to kind of tip the scales in your favor in that fight, or in that attacking blocking situation. But something else that's really important to prioritize, and I mentioned bread in a couple of videos ago, bombs, removal, evasion, etc. And the R, removal, if you don't necessarily know what that means, it's relatively self-explanatory when you kind of know what removal means, but basically it's just cards that get rid of their creatures. So, destroy target creature, exile target creature, destroy target permanent, because creatures are permanents among many other things that are. So getting rid of a permanent, getting rid of a creature, cards that deal damage to creatures or players can count as creature removal. And those are things that you want, because if your opponent plays out a 6/6 and you have a 2/2 on the field, clearly your 2/2 is not stopping that 6/6. But if you have a card in your hand that destroys target creature, then great, you can destroy that creature and still attack for 2. Or you can do it on your opponent's turn after they play it, right? They play a 6/6 down, they've tapped most of their mana for it, and then at the end of your turn, with an instant, you play a removal spell of some kind, destroy their creature, and now they have maybe nothing to defend against whatever you're going to do next turn. So it's kind of a way to get further advantage. And then, as I mentioned in another video as well, that's a good way with removal to sometimes get 2-for-1s, right? So if you're attacking or you're blocking and there's a double block happening, and you've attacked with a big creature and they're double blocking and they're saying, my 2 creatures combined will kill your creature and you can only kill one of mine. Okay, so then what you do is you can play a removal spell, destroying one of their creatures, one of their blockers. Now that blocker dies, and your creature can still kill the other blocker, and your creature won't die, right? Because you've gotten rid of the damage from the other one. And what that allows you to do is play one card, being the removal spell, which gets rid of 2 of theirs because the damage was already being dealt regardless. So you're preventing yourself from losing that big creature and getting rid of 2 of theirs in the process, thereby being a 2-for-1. Another way that that works is if for some reason they've played an enchant creature or an enchantment aura on one of their creatures, and you get to remove that creature, that's a 2-for-1, because you've gotten rid of the creature and the enchantment, or the enchant creature, with one of your cards. So it's another great way of getting advantage with what limited resources you have. And again, that's, if you guys know who Marshall Sutcliffe is, I'm stealing that, but it's a great way to put it, which is why I'm saying that. So, guys, this was kind of a shorter episode. I had a couple of, just a couple things I wanted to talk about. I'll have more of these. I hope you enjoyed. Like I said, leave info or thoughts about it in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for watching anything you watch on this channel. I'm sure there are annotations up here. I painstakingly put those annotations in if you guys want to go check out some of our other stuff. Definitely check out those game day videos. It was a good time. Check out Team Titty Sprinkles in the Fate of Delmark. Our new episode comes out this Friday, so definitely stay tuned for that. It was actually kind of a really special one for us, so if you do get the chance, we always appreciate you watching it, but if you watch that one, it would mean a lot to us. So definitely check those out. And as I always say, guys, thank you for watching this video, and in whichever video of ours you watch next, we will see you all next time. Thanks, guys.